Ladies and gentlemen, hello and welcome to the channel. A new patch has dropped for Helldivers 2. There's also been a leak by Sony for a new upcoming weapon because, and also we've got Johan, the Chief Creative Officer, speaking on Twitter, and I guess a bit of feedback on the new warbond and the new balance and all of that stuff. Because, of course, I've been on holiday, so I haven't actually been playing this. I've only basically had today, this morning, to get a few games in to sort of try it and get a feel for it. And I'll say, my initial impressions of the warbond, the armor looks sick, looks really, really, really good. The primary weapon, though, the Liberator, it's okay. I mean, it's not the best, really, but I think it's quite thematic and it feels quite nice to use because it's so fast. But yeah, it's not doing tons of damage. But yeah, I don't know. It feels okay. It feels fine. But how have you guys felt it? You guys know more than me at this point. So let me know in the comments below what are the strengths and what are the weaknesses of this warbond. And of course, you can talk about balance as well. But we're going to get onto that in a second because one of the balance devs has been speaking out about balance direction in the game. Anyway, let's begin. This is the new airburst rocket launcher. It is a quad launcher. This is styled on the rocket launcher from the famous Arnold Schwarzenegger film Commando, way back, I think, in the 80s, that film. So it might have been from the early 90s, but I think it's from the 80s. No, I think it's the 80s, isn't it? Like 83 or something. Anyway, this is what it is said. A fire in the sky. Following the successful liberation of Penta during Operation Legitimate Undertaking, the newly developed airburst rocket launcher is now available for requisition. This is one hell of a firecracker, Helldivers, and perfect for knocking airborne foes into the dirt. Super Earth Armed Forces engineers are also at work on new anti-tank mines. Nobody wants the anti-tank mines. However, until we can secure the proper materials, they remain stubbornly unavailable for patriotic purposes. Yeah, I think the anti-tank mines are going to be like a running joke, and I'm sure the devs are going to lead into that. Or maybe Joel is going to lead into that with the sort of galactic war by basically giving us a much better option every time that mine pops up. Much recently, obviously, with the Save the Children's Hospital, which actually was really cool. I mean, the community went ahead and did that. I'm kind of gutted that I missed out on this. Like I said, I was on holiday, so I kind of missed everything from the last 7 days or so. But it was really cool to see Johan and other members of the studio, and actually the studio itself, donating money to save the children as a result of that. That was really cool to see. But yeah, this airburst rocket launcher, it's probably good timing because they have introduced patrols of air units now. So you will get Shriekers and you will get the gunships patrolling around the map. And this support weapon will probably, well, hopefully, absolutely annihilate them if it works. So Johan over on Twitter says this: I've seen a lot of people give me lots of cred for this patch as if I am the sole person responsible. I want to make it clear that the team are the ones that made it happen. Without their effort, design sensibilities, diligence, and passion, none of this would have been possible. And yeah, this is true. But the thing is, Johan has put himself out there as the face of the game. He is the lead dev, essentially. He is the face of the game. And so, honestly, yeah, people are going to gravitate towards him. And you have to think the way this patch has been built up with the over a month of patch. Was it 6 weeks in the end, I think it was, before they patched the game? But basically, Johan went through the whole, I'm stepping down as CEO. I'm actually now going to become the Chief Creative Officer. I'm going to focus on the game. A couple of weeks later, we get a big patch, tons of balance changes, tons of new content and all of that stuff. So it is easy to actually focus on him as the catalyst for that. Now, obviously, as a leader should, and a good leader should, you come out and you say, look, it's not me. You know, it's the team. Yeah, I might be leading the team, but the team are doing really good work. I think, to be honest, it's just the fact that they've been giving themselves a bit more time to get this done, which has made the patch better, at least from what I've experienced at the moment. It doesn't seem like things are just totally broken and things don't work. So that's, you know, a good change. But yeah, Johan is always going to be seen as the face of the game. Like I said, we've seen this before with games like Overwatch, where Jeff Kaplan became the face of the game. And those things just happen, right? Yeah, it's just natural. But he's put himself out there and he wanted to be the face of the game. And he is the face of the game. So he's going to have to sort of get used to this kind of thing, I think. Okay, so talking about people that put their faces out there, let's talk about one of the balanced devs. Now, this is a bit weird, but also it makes total sense. Now, Alexis has made a bunch of comments in the Discord server, and the one that's most notable that sticks out is the eruptor change. So everyone remembers this, where this dev said, hey, the eruptor, it was an exploit using it to detonate the backside of a charger, instantly killing it with shrapnel, which is weird language. Also said that the purifier the charge up plasma weapon was absolutely amazing. I think he said it slapped. Well, it didn't slap, or maybe it did slap in the sense that it felt like a wet slap across the face. But yeah, so some odd comments coming from this dev. Anyway, this dev says this. Hello there. It's been fun being villain of the month, but the witch hunt has reached a level uncomfortable even for me. So I'd like to clear up a couple of things. No, we're not micromanaged by our CCO, which is of course Johan. C-level executives have more important things to do. No, I'm not fired. I worked on this patch with the rest of the team, as usual, on both balance and new weapons. No, I've not been in charge of game balance decisions. But remember, this is a guy calling himself the bringer of balance. It's weird. I'm a mere game designer, and it's always been a team effort. Our balance philosophy stays the same, though. Turns out we just needed more time to cook. I agree with that. I totally agree with that. I think they did. I'll take the L for the Eruptor situation, though. I shouldn't have rushed to Discord with the first knee-jerk reaction. I feel like the new blog post format is much better at getting our point across, so I'll refrain from public discussions to avoid saying something stupid again. I hope you enjoy the patch and the new warbond, and great job saving the kids. Now, this is a problem with Arrowhead, because they rapidly got a massive audience. They didn't have any of these systems in place. Basically, all they should ever have been doing is never really responding like individual devs should not be responding publicly and emotionally charged to changes in the game that potentially they've had an input on, because it's like no one likes being told what you've done is shit. Someone comes up to me and goes, your videos are shit. I'm like, what? I mean, no one ever comes up to me and says that. But if they leave a comment, you know, you can look at thousands of comments. It's like, oh, these are great. And then one comment will be like, this video is crap or whatever. You're like, well, what? Well, hang on. Why? You want to say to that person, oi, why is it bad? And then try and defend yourself. The problem is the internet's public and everyone can see that. And it's not great. And also, everything a developer says, and somebody who brands themselves as the balance dev, and in fact, I think I've referred to him as the lead balance dev before in the past. And I think a bunch of people have. Because of this bringer of balance title he's given himself. Obviously, that's the name of his ship, right? But, you know, it goes without saying, he is involved in game balance. You're bringing this focus on yourself, so it is a bit weird, but I think if you are a representative of the company, you have to be a bit measured, a bit professional in your response. I think it's great when devs are out there being natural and just leaving comments and doing whatever they want to do. But they've got to be aware that everything they say and do will be under a microscope. So it does make sense for any official announcements to come out in a blog format, because it allows them to give a bit more flavor behind the updates. And in fact, they did do this way back when the game launched. Then they just sort of stopped doing it, and they've done it recently with the big patch. So yeah, I think Alexis has brought some of this on himself. And yeah, he's not going to be responding as often, I don't think, in Discord anymore. And they're going to rely more on a blog post, which I think is just better, because they'll be able to explain their actions better in a less emotionally charged environment, let's say. Okay, let's take a look at this hotfix, because there's a bunch of changes there. I'm not going to put these on the screen because there's a lot, but we'll read through them, and any like interesting ones we'll stop on them. So it is an update which is basically for crash fixes, general bug fixes, but also quality of life improvements. So the fixes are: fix various crashes that would sometimes occur when changing settings, fix potential crash or corrupted font texture when changing the language, fix the crash that might occur after exiting a mission, fix the crash that occurs when opening the social menu for with more than 100 friends. As a result, we have also limited the friends list visibility to 100. You will remain friends with anyone over 100, but you may not be able to see them if they are offline. Fixed crash when opening social menu and having many blocked players and or friend requests. Fix the crash when minimizing after changing full screen mode. Fixed a rare crash which could occur when picking up equipment. And fixed a crash when a client interacts with a terminal in a waiting state after host migration. Fixed a crash relating to minefields. And then we move on to some miscellaneous fixes. Now, some of these are weapon fixes. The notable fix to the spear here is you can once again target objectives and stuff like that. So, fixed issues with dodge and prone. Fixed not being able to stand up when wielding the ballistic shield. Fixed recoilless reload speed, because this was actually broke from the last patch. I do know that. It was really slow, but now they've fixed that. Fixed issues where users couldn't write a description on console when reporting a player. Fixed vehicle preview not despawning in warbonds when quickly scrolling through the catalog. Fixed spear not targeting several entities, spawners, compound objects, etc. And this is a good change because it brings it back to its old functionality. Sentries have a higher destruction value, so most explosions do not instantly destroy them regardless of damage output. Fixed bug where operation progress would be lost when kicked due to inactivity. The remove friend and block player buttons are now hold to confirm instead of a single click. Fixed bug where dying would try to enter ADS. Fixed a soft lock if you received an interact emote while holding a grenade. Fixed projectile to crosshair inaccuracies in ADS when the player is in different stances. Fixed broken player model in career tab when on someone else's ship. Adjudicator. Fixed incorrect recoil values. Fixed armory terminals losing their functionality if the last client player who interacted with them leaves the host ship. Fixed missing localization for flying patrol operation modifiers. Fixed issue where throwing knives could be left floating in the air. Actually, what I want them to do with throwing knives is allow us to pick them back up. So, because you see them like in corpses and on the floor, just let us pick them back up. That would be absolutely sick. Fixed missing... oh, hang on. Sorry, I read that one. Support for non-Latin fonts in the game's install folder path. Vehicle skins are now applied to all vehicle variations when equipping directly from warbonds. Fixes flag objectives not properly tracking Helldiver position while on a combat walker. PH-202 Twig Snapper helmet. Fixed missing description. Fixed the issue where the shuttle would clip through bile titans and terrain during landing sequences. Improved performance on PS5 when CPU bound. Fixes effects remaining when destroying Spore Spewer. Ensure stim visual effects remain on screen for the entire duration of the stim effect when medkit bonus is present, which does work. You'll see it kind of like around the edge of the screen. You get like a color change as well. A fix for emote receivers. Fix for emote receiver players being able to use their weapons during emote animation. And finally, and this was actually quite nice, hell bombs now get cooldown facing the player rather than away from the player. Yeah, so I want to know what you guys think about this patch. I think from me playing through and looking at the warbond and getting a few games, and I haven't actually played on the new drill mission because there's a new style of drill mission, isn't there? But it feels fine. I really, really, really like the new spawns. I think they're just great. I don't want to be flooded with loads of bile titans and all of that stuff on the harder difficulties. What I want is tons and tons of medium enemies spawning on me, and I have to like sort of fight for my life. That feels great. And I think that seems to have been delivered. Like I said, I haven't played this extensively, so I don't think I can really commentate on it too much. I want you guys to let me know in the comments below how you feel this has gone and that kind of thing. But I think this is a step in the right direction. And yeah, let's just get back and play some more Helldivers. And all right, guys, thanks for watching the video. I hope you enjoyed that. And I'll catch you lovely lot on the next one. See you soon.